I mean, right now I'm wearing pants.
Oh, interesting. I'm wearing pants.
Yeah.
But I'm not always. Yeah. I bought an 800 when I was in high school. That's right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was in high school. You watch a band, and any band that's your favorite band, whatever they have, you're gonna go and get. So it's exactly what I did.
That's how I got into 900s.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, why not? How you doing, everybody?
Hello.
Welcome
to Best of the Week.
This is the show for you this week. Yesterday was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Getting it going. Best of the Week. We've got a Prince Cloud out of Providence, Rhode Island. So, everyone's familiar with the Wild Prince guitars. Here's a $500 version, made in Japan. That's pretty cool, man. If you're ever a big Prince fan, you want one of his guitars. 500, not so bad.
If you're not a Prince fan, you should be. And if you're gonna buy a signature guitar, do a Prince one.
Yeah, geez, why not? That's great.
$400 out of Middletown, Connecticut. A Box AC30 C2.
Yeah, that's cool.
We had one of these a while ago. These are import boxes. Basically, a import made in China version of an AC30. They had a couple of different speakers and color combinations. But I mean, long story short, for $400, it's really hard to beat, a version of an AC30, right?
The one we had was fucking rip. All right, out of didn't write it down, so that's okay. This is it's a Hondo Deluxe. It's an Explorer style guitar. So these are the 80s Hondos. It's going for $350. It's this weird teal color, which I think is wonderful. Hondos are cool, man. If you ever owned a Hondo, you were certainly not disappointed because you didn't pay much and you got what feels like a pretty solid guitar.
All right, next one for me, $600 out of Beverly, Massachusetts. It's a PRS SE 245 that's had a bunch of upgrades to it. So PRS SE, great guitar for the money. The 245 this one is 24.5-inch scale length. That's what the 245 means. One has Lawler Staple P90s, that's a huge upgrade there. And it's had Grover locking tuners put on it. So, I mean, $600 for a PRS SE is kind of heavy, but then when you factor in,
it feels like PRSs are they might be turning into your thing soon.
I've said it before. The more I age, maybe the more I appreciate PRSs a little bit more than I used to. I don't own one.
Yeah, not yet. All right, out of Maine. Who cares what part of Maine? There is a Martin 00015 SM. Beautiful guitars. I've talked about them before. I famously own one. Shout out to Martin. Beautiful, all mahogany guitars, 12 fret, slatted headstock. Beautiful guitars. Price is very heavy. He's a little out of his mind on the price, but whatever. It's a great guitar.
Next one for me, for $650 out of Topsfield. This was it was listed in the Boston area. I don't know exactly where Topsfield is, but it was a Marshall JCM 900 4502 combo. So another 2x12. This one was a 1991 50-watt high-gain dual reverb version of the JCM 900. I've talked about them before in here. I think 900s are great. The two channels like this, the dual reverb, you keep it in the classic gain channel, which is the lower gain channel, and you can cover anything you need to.
As I'm getting older, I'm starting to appreciate Marshall and Marshall style amps. When the last 10 years of my life has been like Fender. All right, out of Vermont, there is an American Deluxe Esquire for $850. The reason why this is Best of the Week is because $850 is a great price for an American Deluxe guitar. And this also mentions that it is routed out for a neck pickup. So technically, you could put a neck pickup in there, and it wouldn't cost you that much money, wouldn't be that much work to do so. I like Esquires more than I like Les Paul Juniors.
Esquires are awesome.
Obviously. You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more. Last one for me. This one's a bit of a long description, but $1,500, Maynard, Massachusetts. It's a Fender Wildwood thin skin 1950s roasted ash Stratocaster.
Wow.
So basically what this is, Wildwood Guitars out of Colorado, huge, kind of destination guitar shop. They get a lot of special run stuff from manufacturers. So this is like a 50s Strat. It's just cool, and roasted wood on a Strat like that looks awesome.
And Maynard, if you've never been there, beautiful town. All right, last one for me. This is another ad from Frank's Amps. Frank's Amps out in Providence? No, Cape Cod. He ain't paying us.
No.
Frank's Amps out of Cape Cod. This guy's got a hand-wired Tweed Princeton. It's a 20-watt amp for $600. I bet Frank makes great stuff. I'm gonna get one of the Frank's amps one day, I think.
He does have cool stuff on Craigslist, so.
Looks legit to me, man. And that's it for Best of the Week.
Cool, that's it.
Worst of the week, everybody.
Worst of the...
It's not all ovations. And that's not because I wasn't trying for all ovations. But it's not. I'm going to do this real quick. Let's just make it easy. Just ripping a Band-Aid off. There's a green flamed Schecter. Is that how you say that brand name? Schecter?
Schecter. Yeah, Schecter.
There you go. It's for $650 at a Sacco. This Epiphone, it's a Zakk Wylde coffin case. It's not, well, I don't know if it has a coffin case, but it looks like a coffin.
It's I don't know. It's in a coffin case. Yeah, I mean that's a thing.
And last one, Ovation Celebrity for $500 out of who cares? Stupid. While we're at it, what the is that?
So what we have here is a IGO, I'm not sure, EICO, 145 signal tracer, which is an old piece of tube electronics equipment that was converted into a Champ style little guitar amp. The thing is cool. It's got a little 4-inch speaker in it, one 6v6 output tube, an input for your guitar, and one single knob for gain. And this thing is awesome in that it's like a perfect around the house guitar amp. I mean, because it doesn't get too over the top, crazy distorted, but it's got a nice thick, fat, driven sound to it without being over the top, without totally flubbing out.
Yeah. You can't jam with this amp.
No, you can't jam with this amp.
But you can play it at 10 o'clock at night in your basement, and no one's gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, and you can do it cranked. I mean,
pop a reverb and a delay pedal in this thing. Don't put your drives on it. Don't put your expensive overdrives. Just crank it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, question for you.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
All right. So this is actually interesting. Much like the amp, you don't always see a 3 pickup speed demon with the inline headstock. So this is what you think it is. This is a 3 pickup speed demon with brand new frets, a straight neck, a working truss rod, working electronics, some wild ass spots, but nothing affects the playability and how sweet this thing is. Plays good. It's set up at 13s right now. Thick strings, but I'm liking them. So
I think the headstock looks awesome on that.
Awesome. Definitely. Let's take a trip on down to the pedal corner.
So pedal corner this week, this is kind of a big one, right? So this is a Keeley, basically Monterey Special Custom Germanium Edition. This is like a workstation type pedal that's aimed at getting like Hendrix style tones, right? So on one side you got a fuzz, and on the other side you have a choice between a rotary simulator, a wah, and a univibe type sound. So, and it's got an expression pedal, input, so you can control things from there. The cool thing about this pedal is that you've got all that stuff in one pedal. The downside to this pedal is that because you've got all that stuff built into one pedal and only really 2 knobs or 2 switches to play with for your effects, you can play. You have the choice of using the fuzz and only one of the other effects at one time, and it's not something that you can really, change quickly on the fly without having to, bend down and flip a switch over and then dial your sound back in. So, you don't have all those options all the time, but you do have a pedal that you can kind of dial in and pick whatever you think is the best out of all those sounds and have that in a fairly small footprint. So cool pedal. It's not going to be your be all end all, holy grail tone of any of those effects, but they have all that stuff in one box and all very usable sounds. I think is worth checking out. So
you don't see that with multi-effects very much, where they're good. And now for our hopefully weekly store review.
Sorry, Guitar Center in Millbury, and I will say I had to go because I had ordered something through Guitar Center. They arrived to me not good, and they're basically like, "Hey, sorry, buddy, go return it in the store." So I mean, that's what led me to the store to begin with. So Guitar Center, go to hell.
Yeah, I agree. How good was the do not touch section? Every store has a up on the wall, don't touch.
Yeah, so that section, from what I can see, no longer existed. So,
yeesh, what are you gonna do? All right, how was the pedal selection?
Awful.
In your opinion, does the staff smoke weed?
Totally.
Oh, that's good. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good. Good for them. Did they have the right strings?
No.
How was the used selection?
Non-existent.
They're not famous. They were never famous for it anyway, those guys.
No.
We've got a mailbag. We don't do this often. Rarely we get replies, private replies. Usually it's just a couple guys on YouTube. Maybe someone says something mean and then takes it down later, which is sweet of them. I don't care. You guys say all mean stuff you want. I don't mind. It's fun. So I'll go back at you. I always do.
Yep.
What are the odds the guy with the sweater is currently wearing pants?
Well, first off, we're both wearing sweaters.
Normally both are wearing sweaters.
I'd say the odds are 50-50.
Yeah.
You're seeing me from here up.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's what we have. So, hey, first time, long time. So I appreciate the support. Love the show, but gotta ask. You two 40-year-olds don't expect to get popular off your cheap shots at Ovation, right?
Yes, I do. I fully do. Hey, we're talking about him again. People are talking about Ovations again.
That's right.
I'm doing it for you guys.
Ovation, it's an easy one to go after because, to be frank, they're made out of plastic.
Oh, very. Yeah.
Worse than the plastic bit, right? Worse than the fact that they're made out of plastic. I'm sitting here playing Ovation, I'm having a good time, and all of a sudden, whoop!
That's it, guys. That's it. All right, that's the end of the show. We are ending it with a buddy of ours, a longtime friend named Jeff Smith. He made a music video for one of his songs off an EP that's already out, and he's got a full length coming out. So the information about him will be below.
And before we close it out, interview coming up in a couple of weeks with Trevor Healy from Healy Guitars.
That's huge.
I bring my guitars to that shop, so to me, this is a big deal. So, and with that, Jeff Smith, good kid.
Please, I will explain why we are here. Half a block from the corner where we know it will happen. Notice the markings in chalk as we follow the scent. Every step, every break. You see what I mean? How can we stop this god-awful feeling? Go see the one. Go see the one that's doing it. My best advice that's doing it.
Thank you, Craigslist.
Thank you.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
You want me to kill it off?